Hello YouTube, welcome to my lava fortress. We are currently up with Klazar, layer 127, in a brick building where I kind of hide away. I've got a hidden door there. Looks like it's just a brick wall, but you can actually open it. I've got some stuff lying around here, some in chests, a bit to sleep in so that I can get it today rather easily, get the monsters out of the way, and a teleporter to my teleporter room. I am unfortunately going to keep this brief because my video recording software just keeps crashing. It's really annoying me. So I'm going to segment this right here. Hello again, and welcome to my teleporter room. And here are a bunch of command blocks I'm going to be using to teleport. So this central pillar is going to teleport me to all the teleporter rooms, except I'm already in the lava fortress, and none of the other teleporter rooms are built yet. I've also got teleporters that go to the bridge layer. These two work. The other three I have not yet set up. I can get to any floor in the fortress by pushing buttons that you have again not set up because I don't have the coordinates set in quite yet. I'm not even sure I have 12 floors yet. Over here I've got some stuff that's useful for admins or people who manage to get trapped in here because they are not admins. How they manage to get in, I don't know. Teleporter back to the cloud base. Teleport to the nearest admin, which is me. Summon an admin. Hello, I'm an admin. I get teleported to the teleporter room. And this last one takes you to the admin area with training available. I'm not going to go and do that right now. After the next segment, I will leave through the main door. Okay, this is the main door of the teleporter room. I'm not even sure why I have a main door. Teleporting is just kind of cool. No real reason for this. But there we go, teleporter room's gone. Same sort of door I have above. Here I've got a secret area below the main elevator of place. Counter to see how many times people have snuck in here. A little bit of a zoo. Mushrooms, cows, chickens, pigs. A area that I can't really get much further in quite yet. I technically could, but that'll take a while. Weird musical cues. So yeah, we'll get to that later. And secret exit, which I will not be using. You can lock and unlock it. I recommend you keep it locked. And to unlock, you still need the code above. But here we go. In case the door is still locked or you don't want people sticking in, there is a secret exit. I didn't design this. I've got the link to in that book you saw just by the exit there. And now there's no staircase back in. This is the basement to my lava fortress. Lots of obsidian all over the place because I was using explosives to help create this area. Glowstone, quite helpful. Before we had the glowstone here, I had to make some iron golems to protect me from all the mobs that were popping up all over the place. I've got some logic gates over here. You can see the OR and or exclusive OR functions. For those of you who know binary logic. Here's an advanced counter of a sort. That light in the back toggles every other time I click that, which could come in handy later. And here we've got the mechanics behind a lava door I've got up above. So, yes, there's a chorus of cats up there to protect me from creepers. For those of you getting annoyed by the segments, you're not the only ones. Unfortunately, the program that I'm using, PlayClaw, is rather good, but it's not stable right now. I don't know why. Usually it is. And here we are, huge wall of lava. This whole thing was actually originally a mountain I haven't finished destroying. Back here we've got a little bit of a secret area. a nether portal. Surrounded by lava to protect me from any mobs that try to pop through. And I can now go back around to the front. More iron golds. Had too many mobs floating around trying to kill me. Mainly because I hadn't got glowstone in here yet either. And now from the lava door, here we see a huge wall of lava. And in a moment we won't. Even get a nice grass path to go out. So there we go. Huge lava fortress. There's actually a crowd going straight through my room above now. Actually, the room's on that side. Yeah, and seamless. Can't even see it. I can move that switch and you'd never know that was there. And you can just toggle that on and off as fast as you like, and that'll still open long enough for you to get through and close again when you're done. Now to explore the other areas after the break. Welcome back. Here we can see that I was clearly playing with explosives just a bit much. Yeah, I completely covered a few mountains with TNT, and yeah, that didn't work too well with the glass fortress. I had to cover the whole thing with obsidian. So that's mostly gone now, just the bottom layers are still covered. We've got some mobs that I'm just going to let live. I had some iron golems out here, but they ran off into the forest. Something like Louise's car. As you can see, the explosives did not stop there. They killed a few trees. I spawned in this map somewhere around here. So I put a beacon in there to mark where I started. I think. I actually put that in after I built the majority of the lava fortress. But I thought that would be useful later, maybe. If people wanted to join the server, if I would open it up somehow. Over here I've got some testing areas. I actually just wanted to cover that mountain with lava. Bed in case I needed it. This is where I tested the door, lava door. And here I built the system for getting the lava to flow through the walls and the floors of the castle and still have the water on the inside walls and every other floor. The water can flow through these pillars and the lava will flow through the floor here, which is quite useful. Here I tested the elevator system with a 1x1 cross section rather than 2x2, which is what I finally wound up using. Actually, looks like I sealed that off. Oh, no I didn't. There we go. Here, you can get to any floor you like. And I eventually put an arrow on top so I could figure out my way back home. So now as I continue to move, you can kind of get a feel for how big the explosions were. I actually had to cover lakes with obsidian so they wouldn't leak all over the place. This whole area was pretty much completely done by hand. After building a fortress of lava and glass and covering the whole thing with obsidian, I kind of felt like I joined the dark side, so I had to balance that out a bit, made a water fortress to compensate. So, here we go. You can actually send a boat straight through this. It actually starts to lift up the waterfall a little bit. I didn't really like that, but anyway. Come up to a beach with a lifeguard, a number of iron golems to protect you. This wasn't actually needed, but it was kind of cool, so I figured I might as well make a little lifeguard stand thing, whatever they call these. So long as I was building a giant beach in the middle of a water fortress. And the waterfall just looks kind of cool. It has a sort of screen effect, a product screen of sorts, that just looks really cool, especially with lighting on it. Okay, here we have the center island. I could have sworn I had stairs going down to the next floor. Here's our primary basement area. And there's redstone going straight down. I will eventually run that to something. I haven't got it actually wired anything yet. Here is the secret basement in progress. There's actually a chasm not far from here. Don't know what I'll do with that quite yet. It's actually rather short, but I might wind up covering up that area a bit, at least from this floor, so you can get to the secret one. There we go. I need to build floors on here. I've got the elevators just about set up. The brick stairs work fine. But yeah, I need a new floor here. Probably just copy the one above. That connects to the bridge layer. Over here, I've got the controls shut off the waterfall. You can control it from any one of the corners, but I've actually got levers set up over here already. So there we go. So now this is what I was talking about. The waterfall looks very pretty when the sun rises and sets. There goes the waterfall, shutting down. You can't see it, it kind of unloads at some points. But yeah, there we go. And if I leave these bowls off, then it actually just cycles around the whole way as to whether it's water flowing or not. Again, rather pretty. Now, the mountain I blew up was pretty much where the bridge is, right in the center of all those buildings. And I had to cover the place with obsidian all the way out here. And yeah, we actually had obsidian hit way back here. Yeah. And thanks to that, I was able to clear space for these buildings. I actually had to destroy it in the mountain over here. You can still see part of it. I hadn't completely destroyed it. It would require more obsidian all over the place. I eventually wound up using MCEdit because single-player commands doesn't work with the latest version of Minecraft. And here we are in Analog Tower, which I will show you after the break. Hello, and welcome to my Minecraft world. I am currently in my redstone tower, which extends all the way to the top of the server and all the way down. And as you just saw, I can turn on and off the stairs. All the way to the bottom. Which doesn't affect the upper floors. You can still move around on the upper floors without having to worry about anything. But if there's mobs coming up after you, then you can just pull the lever and down they go. This over here is a binary pattern I was using to make sure all the sides were the same length. That might not have been necessary, but give me an idea of what I was dealing with before I brought up MCEdit. I originally used TNT and eventually just started running around breaking blocks by hand, which is simple enough in creative, but still only destroy one block at a time. And here we are on the first floor I somewhat completed, but not entirely. And after the break, because I'm almost certain this will cause it to crash, I will try to turn on the wall. You might not see that if it crashes. I'll try. This is my analog tower in progress due to the fact that it lags significantly on modern computers. Here's the clock I'm going to use to drive it. CPU is at 14%, GPU at maybe 20. Now CPU is going up to 30, GPU up to 50, back down to 30, back up to 50. CPU's sticking around 25 to 30. RAM, I'm sure, is just about full. And here we see this scrolling animation that will hopefully eventually pulse from the top out the sides all the way down to the bottom in this neat energy flow animation, something like Tron. And that will also extend the bridges over that way. But as you can imagine, on a building of that scale, that's going to lag a bit. I was certainly planning to have that turn on and off, screw redstone going through the tower here, but if I'm going to have the stairs collapse on you, that doesn't work. I might have it go down the sides there. Yeah, there's the tower with the stairs collapsing. Here's some 7-segment displays. I had copied this from YouTube on someone's smallest 7-segment display, and I originally had that over by water tower, and that broke when I moved it, so I need to rebuild that. I wasn't using MC Edit for that, I just did that by hand, and that didn't work too well. So here's my attempt at rebuilding that. This is the same wiring as was used there, and this is my own custom wiring. I'm hoping to eventually wire this up to maybe a calculator or something. Maybe a scorekeeping system. The scorekeeping system would work fine with the one that already existed, one direction only. Here we have a train station that I will get to later, because I've actually got the full version over that way. That's that stone building over there. And right in front of us is Game Tower, which I might change the name of later. Meanwhile, here's the bridges. I have levers activating that, so you can get an idea of what that looks like. Here we go. Here's the bridge center. Don't turn on this building, severe lag, and that's just with one layer. Never mind the whole 19 or so floors that is. Well, here we are in the center. Next up is Game Tower after the break. Hello, and welcome to my Minecraft world here. I've got Game Tower up in front of us. It will have 4 teams. Red, which will be represented by Charmander, and 2 other symbols that I've yet to build. Squirtle, 2 other symbols that have yet to be built. So you get the idea that I've just got Pokemon for now. I'll add more later. Pikachu. That's why I turned off the clouds, it's because the clouds are going through Pikachu. So there's Pikachu on Team Yellow. Here's where I was actually building the woolen structures, but I used MC Edit to make them bigger. And here we have Bulbasaur and Charmander on the red side. So that's red, blue, green, and yellow, all 4 starter Pokemon from the original games, assuming you count Pikachu. And here we have my first attempt at a train station, and what I eventually wound up making, which will have to wait until another segment. So, next up, the train station. Hello, and welcome to my Minecraft world. Here we have my first attempt at, well actually, this is the second attempt at building a train station. It connects to my first attempt. So, here we've got a train station meant for 6 carts. This is the only one that can take a player because of the amount of momentum a player has versus what an empty cart would have. So 5 slots for chests. Here we've got the switch to control where you're going, dead end or TNT testing. And in case of emergencies, or, runaway carts, mobs and carts, or just the urge to grief people, just send them into lava. You can throw the switch. It switches the way the tracks go, so instead of coming in and going into the station, you go into this side track here leading into the lava fortress where you will burn and die. So turning that back on, you can go into the station. And this is actually timed quite well, I would think. You can just keep placing carts. Oop. See, that's why I've got the lava there, just in case something like this happens. Don't go down, don't go down. Okay, there we go. They're good. So there we go. The cart goes through and it puts the brakes on each segment as you go. I can show that when I get back. But for now I'm just going to load this up and show you how it can sort of work. So there we go, we get that all set up. you get in your cart. The light shows you when it's about to go, and actually I'm going to get out of the cart because I need to select a destination. Yeah, let's go to the dead end first. So I get in the cart, I hit the button, activates the tracks, and here we go. You get followed by your chest, so you go down the track. You got this exit path here. And yeah, that's for when I was testing. I can actually break that bridge here. But here we go to the distance. Full speed ahead. Now, the switches up ahead, this is actually to help keep everything on track. That switch right there. The cart just hit it and triggered a repeater up above that occasionally gets stuck if you don't have something redstone triggering up there. Anyway, here we are, coming up the switch, there's the switch, going to the dead end, being pulled by the chest. And here's the final stop. The chests don't have a spot to stop right here because this is the first revision of the train station. There's no plan to have multiple carts at first. This was actually, didn't have to switch there, it just kept going straight to the other end. That was to test the nether portal to see how far it would go across, which I can show you later. Here we are in the dead end station. Room for one cart. That button there just triggers the power track on the end. Just got rolled to stop you from wrecking your cart, which hasn't happened with stone yet, so I imagine that's not really necessary. But here's our dead end. We actually made that a bit better. I actually don't need my garbage chest anymore. But welcome to the TNT testing arena of sorts. The whole place is surrounded by bedrock. You need to be an admin to get to that without, digging down forever. And I've covered the floor with not only bedrock, but a whole mess of torches. So, as soon as you place TNT, the torches light it, and it blows up. So now before anyone gets hurt, I'm going to put my TNT away, and take out my diamond sword so I can hurt people. Yeah, good planning. Alright. It is now night, as you can tell by the music. And there was something I didn't know about when I created this, but when I started filling that in with bedrock and had to fill in sand over here to cover it, I eventually found out something I didn't notice before. There is actually a village over here. And I mapped out this whole area before I tried MC Edit, so I'm amazed I didn't see it. So here we go into the village. Put an iron golem here. There aren't actually enough villagers for one to spawn naturally, but I thought the villagers could use some help. Too many zombies around. I guess that Enderman just jumped in the water. So yeah, here we are. A bunch of villagers hiding in their houses because it's nighttime and we're about to have a whole swarm of zombies. Just spider up there that golem wants, and there he goes. I didn't even need to help him with that. Okay, so I actually had to add a few torches around here to keep everything well lit. All sorts of stuff over here. That just spawned naturally. I had no idea this was here, but I could have built it if I wanted. And the game would have accepted it. It would have put villagers here. Didn't think of that though. Didn't know these guys could get armor anymore either. Alright, so I'm going to get out of there and let the iron golem take care of the villagers for me. And get back to the main station. Welcome back to my Minecraft world. I am launching my Minecraft now. And I'll go back to the main station. Just to go straight back to the edge. actually have a large TNT testing facility, and I have no idea what's wrong with the minecart sound, but that keeps stuttering like that occasionally. Don't think that was intended. So there we go, there's a lava testing area over there with the glowstone arrow showing me which way to go. And we're back in the blasting site, and now we're going up to accelerated stations. Those are kind of cool, right? Not quite how I expected it to be, but back there was a pressure plate with the card. It trimmed that, and essentially pushed the button here, releasing any carts that might have been in the way, so that I wouldn't hit anyone. I'm going to have to break those chests in a moment because they're just going to keep bouncing around over there. But for now, let's go to the TNT testing area. So again, my card, I hit the button, and out we go. Just a lot of pressure plates for carts, where it just triggers a bunch of lights, and very basic testing area. So here we go. Approaching the station on the left, hopefully. Those pressure plates should trigger that. So I'm just going to let that go on back about business. I break these carts. Okay, so in a moment you'll see me debugging this station, I guess, because that shouldn't have happened. Die spider. Alright, so now I guess you get to see the redstone on top for the switching. So lots of redstone, lots of repeaters, and here's the one. Originally I only had a problem with that one way down the end, but now I've got all sorts of problems with this. I might just have to put a pressure plate by each repeater and let that happen. But I don't want to do that quite yet. So stone, actually move the sword aside. As you can see, I've made a custom skin for myself. I look something like me. So redstone, torch, and repeater, and that's basically all I ever use for my redstone testing, really. Occasionally I use glowstone, but I often don't need it. Oops. Don't do that. Actually, I know what I'll do. I'll do that. I don't care if that gets locked when there's no cart there or when there is a cart there, because I just need to toggle between the two to make sure that it gets to the right state when the cart goes by. Alright, we're back in the station again. So, launch. track because that's where the break is. We've got another portal there. I don't know why, but in this update, you just walk into it and it instantly teleports you. I don't know if I like that yet. It's got another arrow here to show you which way's out. I've got a bit of a tunnel down there, which doesn't really lead much of anywhere yet. And here we've got our TNT testing area. Turn that off for now, make sure it's safe to go up. Here we've got a clock of a sort. There we go. And that clock drives two main circuits. One over here to see how TNT reacts to things being blown up, how stuff reacts to TNT. So I had TNT here, glass over here, so that's the whole floor to see what areas get damaged. Anything behind this wall doesn't get damaged, as you can see by the redstone. It actually originally lit up going this way, and the TNT would sit right here. But that got completely undamaged by the explosion. We have another TNT system. I originally had the TNT light and then get pushed, but I had problems with it exploding up here and triggering all the TNT in the cache. So the TNT would fall, blow up the floor. It makes it a very efficient drill. Here we've got more TNT, gets pushed by all those pistons, and I can blow that up as much as I like. Put TNT there along the path that holds, I don't know, 40 or so TNT, I'd guess. Yeah, if you don't want to keep putting TNT in there, you can just make this huge stack of sand here, and it'll just fall and get pushed by the pistons and make sure that the TNT keeps moving. That should be a good stack. And now I trigger the clock down the bottom. I originally had a giant flower of TNT that made a sort of death blossom, and I believe that right there over here is where some of that TNT hit. Sort of went out in all directions. Wasn't the safest idea, but it was fun. And here we go. Throw the switch. Triggers the clock. The cache keeps getting pushed into the detonator. Like the TNT. TNT drops, and it mines for me. I don't know how well that'll work with mining ores and such. I'm pretty sure you'd blow up the drops because the TNT is pretty constant. I should probably shut that off about now before I do something extremely stupid or run out of TNT, whichever one's worse. There, I stopped the clock and instantly lost the TNT, more or less. There's now a pretty good hole there. That didn't take long at all. Okay. So that is our Minecart. Not Minecart, that's our TNT testing area. I think I'll show you what I've explored in the Nether so far. It's not all that impressive, but see you after the break. Hello and welcome to my Minecraft world. Here we have the Nether portal by the TNT testing site. And I'm about to go through. See, just about no building whatsoever. So here I would measure the distance between two portals. This reads as, oh dear God. Hating that sound. I killed one of them before. I forget what they're called. If I remember it or someone tells me in the comments, I'll put it in the description or an annotation or something and give you credit if you thought of it before I did, which hopefully won't happen. But anyway, here's this binary counter for me. So let's see, that's 1s, 2s, 4s, and 8s place. 8 plus 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14, plus 1 is 15, so these are about 16 blocks apart. And if I put another block here and lit that, it would give me a portal towards the dead-end train station, which is, well, it gave me an idea of how far apart things were. About 1 block is about 8 blocks in the overworld. So this makes for very efficient travel. So efficient that if you actually have the nether portal you saw way over by my lava fortress, you saw how long that cart ride was. At least 3 times by now. Yeah, that nether portal leads to this one. That's quite a distance, really. I think that it would be quite a ways away in the nether, but there you go. And in a moment I'll be heading back. I'll meet you when I'm back at the station. Here we go. There we go. Here I am. I haven't got a clue I'm not leaving the car yet. So, there I am. I can't really control what I'm doing like this. That's better. Now I see what I'm doing. See, as I said, that cart has too much momentum with me in it. But we are back at the station now. Or what's left of it. I took the roof off. You can see the circuitry behind it. So, okay, so here's how it works. This is actually made into a series of about 6 cells. You've got a cart detector here with redstone leading to the other side. You can see this better in the analog tower actually, but anyway, while we're here. Redstone goes up to here and inverts this redstone torch, which powers the platform above with redstone. And that means that there is no cart there. You can go ahead and put another cart there. That also powers the next one, so the next one never thinks there's a cart there until all the ones ahead are full. On the other redstone is a redstone torch. So this gate here is basically an RS NOR gate. You can only hold one state at a time. If you power one end, it turns off the other, and vice versa. So if the cart appears, then it goes to one state. If the next one says there shouldn't be a cart there, then the cart leaves, and it tells the next one it's ready to send the next cart. So actually, if I turn that loop back on with my torch here, where is that? There it is. So see, that's a loop now. You can actually get an idea of how that clears the carts in a second. I'm about to get the cart here, go way back to the beginning. The way I've timed this is so that you place a cart, and as soon as it's over that next hump, you can place a cart like that. It's very accurate, and for whatever reason, when the blocks update, the carts get centered on the block before, so they're always going forward, which is downhill, when I push this button over here. So the carts are all occupied, the redstone on top is all off, the redstone on bottom is all on, the redstone on the end is lit, and that should power the block, but I've got a torch there, as you can see, which powers that, so it inverts that. Very simple. Here we've got our button, which, when pushed, carries its redstone signal up here, around, and back to here. This is also where the signal from the tracks for arriving carts is, so that gets triggered. Lots of repeaters back here that are used to make sure that the signal is extended until all the carts are gone. And here we are, it goes to the other side. That repeater there directly powers the player's cart. The other repeaters send the signal up to the 5 chest carts, which I've currently replaced with regular carts. And whenever the button's pushed or a cart is coming in, that light turns on and lets you know, dear God, there's a cart coming. The station is being cleared now. So I so quick that I want to right click it. There we go. So the carts all leave. You can see that's triggering. Didn't want that. Didn't want that. Actually, if I place another cart in here, like so. Oh, the carts are arriving faster than I expected. So those appear, and now because we've got those carts coming up, those are all stopped, but as soon as those carts hit the power there, it sends a spike, releasing these carts. And during the testing, that happened quite a lot, to the point where it was kind of out of control. So that's why I put this in. Carts go down that emergency lava route, get dumped out into the lava, and instantly burn and cease to be. Which was also helpful when the skeletons and creepers and zombies and such would sneak in here before it got glowstone all over the place. So that's the last of them. I also had a wooden roof up here. It was quite nice, but that didn't really help all that much when I wanted to copy things over to this new station. It did not have a zombie with an arrow in it. Goodbye, zombie with an arrow. So, next up is what I hope is my final version of the train station. Actually, no, it probably won't be. I'll probably redesign this a bit. So here we are. This is my current train station. It's currently hooked up to everything, and I wanted to record that, which I did in the last segment, before I showed you the next one, which I will eventually rotate around 180 degrees and put in its place. So here we are in its giant train station. Here's our waiting area for those who are departing. You can see the signs leading to the destination, which I will eventually label once I've actually chosen the destinations. So you would get in here, the carts would arrive from back there, you'd get in your cart going to your destination, hit the button like before, and you can go on your merry little way. Meanwhile, if you're arriving, you stop right around here, and there are stairs right next to this path, wall so you don't get off on the wrong side, and you can exit to the main exit here, which is pretty much right below this exit area, which I'll be changing a bit. They aren't all going to go in the same direction, they're all going to go their own separate ways, but for now I've got them all in the same area, so you can get an idea of how it'll return. It goes back into the station and into one of these spots. I even had a nice roof that I designed with the help of an image editor and built in Minecraft, copied over the rest of the way in MC Edit. think we should take a quick tour of this in the next segment. I now have a minecart for my minecart station. And here we are. It's a larger station, 5 platforms, can easily be expanded, and it can also hold 6 carts just like the one before. More or less the same circuitry. I redesigned it so that it fits better in a 5 by whatever space. Same cell setup, but now you can fit in a smaller area width-wise and fit in a whole bunch of platforms to just wait on. I might wind up numbering one of them 9 3/4, but I don't think I've got Hogwarts ready yet. And here we go. The main problem I had with that first station was if I was going to make it fit properly, the button timer mechanism just took up way too much space, so I had to make that fit in the 5 by 4 space as well without overlapping with anything. So there, you hit the button, it triggers the torch, continues all the way down to here, again hits the repeaters. This time I've got it ridiculously different, so that triggers pretty much instantly and continues along. This one takes a really long time to trigger. These smooth out the result a little bit, and this does the rest over here. And after all these repeaters, get sent up here to trigger carts to leave. And I've actually got an extra cell here. This last one has been edited, and you'll see what that does in a second. Once I've got 6 carts up there, keep watching right around here, right around when I finish that last cart. So that's 2 carts out of 6. 3, 4, 5. Those platforms are turning off so the cart doesn't move any further. Last one, again, watch that curve. See? That last cell triggers the curve so that the next cart goes to the next station. So rather than going into the lava or making all the carts leave as soon as one station is completely full, it just keeps going. You can have as many stations as you want, as many platforms as you want. You can fit as many carts as you want per platform in this nice grid. And when you're done and the whole thing's filled up, there's this carry area. I just had lava here because, again, I had to put away carts, causing a bit of a problem, but you can probably loop that back around to the departing area. Not the departing area, the arriving area, so that as soon as a station clears up, anyone stuck in this loop here would eventually get into a platform. There's still the issue of if you've got more than 6 carts coming in, you're probably going to get your stuff mixed up with someone else's, or you might have 2 people stuck on the platform, and then that person would not stop, which would be a problem. We just had a zombie die, which is not a problem at all. But yeah, you could extend that to as many carts per platform as you want. I'm hoping to eventually change this so that you can have multiple players per track. We'll have to worry about that in a later version. But now that I've made that video, I can replace this old station with a new one and put the new station by where the 2 original ones were, so that I can have 6 carts instead of just 1 bouncing around the other 5. And in a moment I'll show you what I've got for Game Tower, which is going to be really fun. And right now we're going to go into Minecraft Tower. It actually takes 30 seconds to get from where I am now all the way up to the top and back down to the ground to the station. So I'm going to take a shortcut through the void. Here I am, falling past the bedrock layer. I've got glowstone here so I can see where I am, and there's this nice particle effect that I'm going to be using in a moment. So here we go. Welcome to Game Tower. I extended the ceiling a little bit. Those openings should actually be a little bit above for the maintenance area. I don't need this minecart anymore. But here we've got a spleef arena, which I recently found out is not entirely going to work. Not sure if you can see the console, but game mode, survival. Yeah. I might wind up keeping that as a bit of a challenge here. You can't see your opponent too well, so you can't see if they're about to attack the floor underneath you. Set the game mode back to creative. So that could be challenging, but it's absolutely useless for the viewers. The viewers just see each other. So I'm going to have to move them a bit, which is why I extended the ceiling. I'm also probably going to make that multi-layered so that you've got a few chances before you fall into the darkness. Each time it gets harder because you can't see your opponent as well. And again, 4 teams, red, blue, green, yellow. So here you'd have basically one-on-one, player versus player style spleef. And I've also got another secret using the command blocks. So it's not here, it's the other one. Anyway, falling into the void kills you. Just killed a pair of skeletons. So that's where the real challenge comes in, down here besides the darkness. Where is it? Is this it? No, it's not it. I guess the command blocks aren't working quite yet. But anyway, here they are, hidden down here. Going to let those turn off for a second. But I believe it was this one. Yep, it's this one. Right now it just says hi to you while you're standing in this particular arena. I'm planning to use that to kill the mobs that keep showing up, or maybe give you health or something. But I'm sure I'll add some sort of challenge to that just for standing there. Actually, it looks like I'm going to have to break something to get out, which is unfortunate. So there we go. I'm going to hold on to that for now. So here's a copy of the spleef arena so that I can copy and paste that using commands rather than asking people to rebuild the arena while they're already in the dark. And up here we've got another redstone floor, just like I showed you in the dead end station. This is going to be a sort of Bomberman arena. So again, you place TNT anywhere you like, and run. Ah, TNT's crazy! And you can have a player versus player battle with TNT down here, Bomberman style. Now, I have only thought of those 2 games so far, so I'm going to need suggestions. I've heard I should just have regular player versus player where I give you weapons and maybe armor, or let you bring your own, and have a deathmatch, that style, as well as having another layer where you could fight mobs. So I suppose I could spawn with dispensers, or terminal commands, I guess. So I'll take suggestions, because that's nowhere near the 19 floors I've got. Up the top, I want to do something with the beacons, since we've got them, where if you clear the floor, like spleef style or something, it releases light skyward to show you where the arena is broken or something like that. I haven't entirely thought that through yet. And on one of these floors, I'm going to want to have a common room area and a sorting area. So you're stuck in whatever team you get placed in, and you've got whoever's in that team with you. You can store your stuff in your common room, but not each other's common room. You can't get to each other's common room. If you die in the arena, your stuff is hopefully in your chest in your common room, unless you didn't put it there because you're crazy. But yeah, pretty well thought out ideas. As for the pixel art on the outside, so far I've got Pokemon, which I already said. I'm thinking I want the Hogwarts crest. That was actually one of the original ideas I had, which matches quite well with the sorting idea of being sorted into your teams. And another idea I came up with was when I was creating this Pikachu here. In order to get the yellow for the Pikachu, I had to use sponges. Now, does anyone know who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Yeah. So, SpongeBob on yellow. I'm thinking Squidward on blue. I'm not sure if I want Mr. Krabs or Patrick on red. I'm thinking Patrick makes more sense, but red matches better. Green, Plankton maybe? Probably Plankton. If there's a limit of space, I can fit maybe 3 pixel arts here. And if the Hogwarts crest takes up maybe 2/3 of that space there, I won't have space for SpongeBob and his friends, so I might wind up digging holes in the ground, which makes sense. He does live in a pineapple under the sea. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see how this goes. See you next time.